You need to make a zine, like right now. It is so easy to do that I made one in 20 minutes. But don't worry, I'm going to show you how to do it. The term zine is derived from fanzine or fan magazine. A zine is a small circulation booklet or magazine, often created by hand or using digital tools through self-publishing. Unlike traditional magazines, zines are characterized as being completely independent. But where do zines come from? Zines credit their origin to the early 20th century. However, zines gained significant momentum during the punk rock movement of the 1970s and 80s, becoming a crucial medium for alternative culture and underground communities. So in modern day, zines can cover a vast variety of topics, from personal stories, music, poetry, and art. They are standout pieces of print media because they are completely independent and individual to the creators behind them. And that is what is so amazing about zines. There are no rules. A zine can be made of any kind of material and about any topic. It doesn't even need to adhere to one kind of format. And they can serve all kinds of purposes. So you need to make one right now. I promise it's easy. But I hear you asking, Summer, if it's so easy, how do I make a zine? Well, I'll show you. To make one of these, you are going to have to gather a few tools. Please don't be de-incentivized, please. I promise the tools are few and far between. You are going to need paper. Cardstock, printer paper, or even colored paper works. I use standard cardstock for my zine so that it had some heft to it, but you can use whatever the heck you want. You'll also need, get this, careful, scissors. They're just scissors, but you're going to need scissors. I promise it won't be for long. And an optional third thing that you can use is, I've got a bone folder. You could also use a clean ruler or a butter knife if you'd like, but that's not really necessary. I just like to have clean, nice, crisp folds. And then for the rest of your tools, the world is truly your oyster. You could use paint, magazine cuttings, photos. You could draw in it if you wanted to. You could, I don't know, blow bubbles onto it if you wanted to. It is truly up to you. Your zine can be whatever you want it to be. For me, I really like to use zines as drawing exercises or collages. So today, I just used a 0.8 fine liner, very basic. But I wanted to make it a quick drawing exercise to showcase just how simple it is to put a zine together. Then once you've gathered your tools, you can fold your piece of paper. Grab your piece of paper and fold it along the short edge once first. Then open up your piece of paper and fold it along the long edge. It depends on the person for this next step, but I like to just fold it again along the long edge, but it can lead to slightly less reliable folds. This is a messy folded zine, but at the same time, we just want it to be quick and simple. Now, you can open up your paper again and you have 8 squares, which will be your pages. Then you can fold it once again along the long edge, grab your scissors and carefully, and I can't emphasize this enough, carefully cut up to the line. Make sure that you're only cutting along the fold so that you can have quite a nice little hole there. Then when you open up your paper, you should have a little cut in the middle of your page. And then the next step is that you squeeze the edges together in this weird sort of diamond shape. It took me a little bit of time to do this for some reason. And then it should do a lot of the work for you. But look at that! You've got a little book, or in this case, a little zine, which is very exciting. And then, once you've folded your paper, you need to find inspiration. I would suggest finding inspiration in the immediately accessible. For me, My muse is always with me. And so when I stepped out of Summer's studio, I saw it immediately. And I started drawing. Whoa, it's voiceover Somerset again. I really wasn't kidding when I said I got out of my studio and started drawing. I had no idea what I was going to do for this zine, but as soon as I saw Hula Hoop in the office chair, I was like, yeah, sure. Sat in front of her for about 2 minutes and then got to show her my drawing. I don't think she was impressed. And then I looked over and saw Strax, and I was like, yeah, I guess I'll draw him. I just lay on the floor in front of him and we got to bond while I drew him. And at this point, I was sort of coming together with an idea. Here I am showing him his portrait and I don't think he's very impressed. And then Hula Hoop came over. Whoa. But it wasn't until Hula Hoop got into a box that I was like, oh, this zine can be about the cat's favorite places to sit. So Hula Hoop sat very nice and pretty for me while I drew her again. And then I moved on to our heated blanket on our couch, which is another place that the cats really like to sit. And these drawings are really quick line drawings, and so it's just pretty easy. And then I went to the cat tower, which is also catless, same with the heated blanket, and drew the cat tower. And then I scrolled on my phone for a little bit and found some photos of the cats, one of them sleeping on my lap, and then the two of them on the floor. And I was able to fill the rest of the book, so I needed to make the title page, and I asked Hula Hoop, what are you thinking? What do you think it should be called? So she was very unhelpful, but that's okay. And then I was able to do her portrait for the front of the zine, I guess, which I made into like a little illustrated thing. Looking back at this footage, I think I really annoyed her, but that's fine. She is always annoying me, so you gotta pay it forward. And then I went to go and do Strax's portrait and he was sitting on the heated blanket. So I edited him back into the heated blanket picture that didn't have a cat in it. He doesn't seem very impressed by the drawing, but at the same time, he's sitting on a heated blanket. So I guess beggars can't really be choosers. But essentially, this is the zine. I sat with my cats, I drew them. I didn't take more than 2 minutes to draw them, and I was able to create like a little illustrated book that I now have. It's kind of iconic. The summary of this video, just make a zine. It's so easy. I was able to make this in like less than 20 minutes. Are the drawings good? No. They're little doodles that I did in like 90 seconds to 2 minutes, but genuinely sitting and hanging out with my cats and now I have a cute little book is awesome. And you need to do that. Do it. It's so easy. Do it right now. Do it right now. Do it right now. Do it right now. I love you. Goodbye.